Now, we're going to illustrate the concept of borrowing and lending with the help of two friends, Dog and Piglet. Alright, meet Dog. Dog loves to spend money. He likes to buy a lot of things, but he doesn't earn that much money. Now meet Piglet. Piglet is the opposite. He always earns money by doing chores for me. And he never really buys stuff, so he have a lot of money in the piggy bank. One day, Dog see a wonderful iPhone 10X Plus, and he wants to buy the phone. The problem is, does he have any money? No. And the iPhone 10 Plus costs $20. So now the dog is gonna go to his good friend Piglet and ask for some money. Hey Piglet, I want to buy a phone, but I don't really have that much money. Okay, let's see, how much do you need? I need about $20 for buying an iPhone X. Okay, are you gonna give it back? Of course, once I get money, I'll give you back. Okay, let me go find $20 for you. So now Piglet comes back with a $20 bill in his hand. No, just kidding, this is a $1 bill. Okay, Piglet comes back with a $20 bills in his hand and say, all right, Doc, here is $4 $5, which together makes 20. All right, you can keep this money until you can give me back later. Now, the dog just got $20 money out of middle of nowhere, and that is called borrowing. Borrowing is when you take money from another person while the other person hoping someday you will return the money back to them. Dog, in this case, who took the money is called the borrower. Now the Piglet who gives out the money is called the lender. The lender will one day take all the money back from the borrower. In most cases, the lender who always lends out money and take interest becomes rich. Now the borrower who always borrow money and have to pay extra interest later on becomes poor. However, if you pay the payment on time, you might just return how much money you borrowed in the first place. This is a concept of a borrower, a lender, borrowing money, and lending out money. Now, we are going to look at some examples of how to do a question related to borrowing, lending. Let's see your Go Math books. Unit 20. Okay, so let's start reading from the top. Sometimes people borrow money when they need more money than how much you have. When you have 40 cents and buying a pen costs 85 cents, you find the differences between the price, and that's exactly how much you need to borrow. So let's take out a pen to analyze the situation. When you're borrowing, you first calculate the difference between how much you have and how much you need to have. And difference is how much you need to borrow. So in this case, he needed to borrow 40 cents. Let's look at the share and show question number 1 as example. You can read along. Wendy has 75 cents. She wants to buy a snack that costs 90 cents. How much money does she need to borrow? We're going to circle all the keywords first. Now, we know that how much we want to have is 90. However, we only have 75. So the difference between how much we want to have and how much we actually have is 15 cents. 15 cents is the answer to this question. Okay, look at question number 3. You're going to try question number 2 on your own. Question number 3 is different format. Molly shares her snacks with Ted. See the keyword share. Is this example of borrowing? Let's go back to the example of borrowing, shall we? We see in the bubble on the top that borrowing is when you plan to give the money back later. When you get a snack from your friends, you are not likely going to say, I'm going to give you exactly 2 Cheetos or 2 Takis the next day, are you? It's not very likely, and the person who are giving you snacks doesn't expect you to give the snacks back. So I would say something along the line that this is not an example of borrowing because borrow requires give it back one day. Ted Molly is not asking for a snack returned one day. Hey, I hope you understand what's going on. Remember that borrowing is different from sharing. Sharing is when you give your friends or help them out without the hope of them giving you back eventually. Okay, now let's turn our attention to a question which is harder. Let's look at the multi-step example. Which of the 4 choices might be a bad reason for Jenna to borrow money? Let's look at the question first. Jenna has $5 today. She earns $2 each week by helping her mom, so her mom might give her chores. Now we have a list of costs. A toy is $35, a book is $6, a game is $30, and a gift is $8. These are what the information we know. Which of the 4 choices might be a bad reason for Jenna to borrow money? Well, in this case, we have to look at necessity and what we want versus what we really need. If you have to go to school, you have to pass the course, you have to buy a textbook. That's a necessity of what we actually need. Plus, a book isn't really that expensive. Book is a good example. This should be put on the top. Wow, what is a bad example? The toy and game are both expensive and bad reasons to borrow. Because at the end of the day, you don't really need that much toys, especially if they cost your parents a lot of money. For them to earn money, it's not that easy. Okay? The second half of the question asks, how long would it take for Jenna to earn enough to pay back the money she borrowed for this? Okay, let's assume she is buying a toy. A toy is $35. She has $5 today, so we're going to spend the $5 she has. That gives her a total of $30 she has to borrow. For that $30 to go to zero, while earning $2 each week, we have to keep on taking away dollars from 30. So it would be 30 minus 2, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6, week 7, all the way until we reach the number 0. If you do the calculation slowly, you will realize it takes 15 weeks for her to be debt-free, for her to pay back all the money she needs. Therefore, buying a toy and games are not that good of a reason to spend 15 weeks of money you save up, isn't it? Okay, now we're going to look at the opposite of borrowing, which is lending. Please open up your Go Math book or use the online page I sent you for Unit 20.5. Let's go. Okay, as usual, let's start with the first question. Terry borrows $5 from Morgan. This means that Morgan is lending $5 to Terry. Terry earns $3 each week helping her mom. Describe how soon Terry can pay Morgan back and how much money Terry will have then. Let's see. So Terry owed $5 from Morgan. Now he earns $3 each week. So to pay Morgan back the money, he needs to pay back a total of $5. If we start the equation with how much money he owes Morgan, $5, subtract the first week he's ready to pay back $3 to Morgan, which means he will still owe Morgan $2. So $2 is owed. Now, if we look at week number 2, he owed $2. Now he will gain another $3. So after he paid $2 from that $3, he will owe Morgan nothing. All clear. So we can see that in week 1, Terry is not enough to pay back all the money. However, in week 2, he can clear all the money he owed from Morgan. It takes 2 weeks. Okay, so now let's look at the share and show. Draw a picture to show the problem, then write to explain. As usual, drawing a picture is our best friend when it comes to solving a problem. Carter lends $7 to Joey. Joey earns $2 each week. How soon can Joey earn enough money to pay Carter back? Well, he owes $7, right? So, $7, every dollar Joey earned 2 weeks. So during the first week, I'm just going to short note as week 1, he's going to pay $2 back. Week 2, he's going to have $4. Week 3, he's going to have $6. However, that's still not enough to cover the $7. Week 4, he's going to have $8, which is slightly more than the $7 he owed from Joey. So these are all lesser than. This week it suddenly becomes greater than. So we know that by the 4th week he can pay back. Let's put it into words here. Can pay Carter back all the money by the 4th week. Okay, now for the question number 3, give them an example of lending. You guys can use the question scenario I gave you earlier on the Piglet and the dog to see how lending works. Explain using the same example to me. We're going to go straight to problem solving on the other side, starting with question number 4. Mr. Soto lends $12 to Mr. Hunter. Now, Hunter plans to pay $4 every single week. How long will it take for Hunter to pay back the $12? Well, let's make a chart, shall we? On the left-hand side of the chart, it's Miss Soto, how much money he wants for it. On the right-hand side of chart is Miss Hunter. for lack of a better explanation, this is S, this is H. Okay, let's go. So on Mr. Soto's side, how much he wants back is $12. However, week 1, Hunter can pay him 4, which is not enough. Now, by the second week, Hunter can pay him 8, which is still not enough. But by the third week, 4, 8, skip counting goes to 12, which means how much Hunter pays exactly match up with how much Mr. Soto needs. So we can see that by week 3, all the money will be paid back and it will be cleared. Let's answer the question in words format. It will take 3 weeks for Mr. Hunter to pay back the $12. Okay, now let's move on to question number 5. Seems like it's a multi-step questions again, so we have to read the question carefully and highlight all the keywords. Alex wants his mom to lend him $20. He earns $3 every single week from doing his chores. Now suppose Alex spends $1 each week on snacks. How long will it take Alex to pay back the $20 to his mom? Wow, this is a complicated question. Every week he spends $1. From the earlier chapter, we know that spending means it is negative. Earning, he gets $3 a week. Every week is positive. This tells us that every week Alex gains $3, but then he has to take $1 away from that 3. It means every week Alex gains $2. In that case, to reach the number 20, it will take 10 whole weeks. That's 20 divided by 2 is 10. It will take 10 weeks for Alex. Okay, now suppose Alex's mom needs $20 back in how many weeks? In 5 weeks. And Alex can give him $3 each week. Should she lend Alex the $20? Explain. Okay, so the situation here is the mom wants the money back in 5 weeks. Let's make a chart again. So this side is for mom, the other side is for Alex. Now, I'm going to see every week how much money Alex can give back. Mom always owned $20. Let's get started. In week 1, Alex can pay back $3. In week 2, Alex can pay back $6, which is still less than the $20 mom owns. In week 3, 9, 3, 6, 9. The next number is 12. And week 5, by maximum, Alex can only pay back $15, which is still less than the $20 that his mom owes. 20 is still more than the $15. So in that case, it wouldn't be the best idea for the mom to lend Alex the $20. This is how I would answer the question. Mom should not lend Alex $20 because in 5 weeks, Alex can only pay back $15, not $20. Okay, so that will be the answer to the last question on this page, and we shall stop right there. That's all for today's Math with Miss Zane. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.